live on both of them here. Yo!
That's on Instagram, right?
Yeah, so we're on Instagram on top, and then we're
Okay, cool.
you do that here. Look, we got someone already.
Damn,
Hey man, what's going on?
What's going on, dude?
I don't know how the Instagrams are gonna come out. We might have comments going this
Sideways?
way. Yeah. Hey, Borica's there. What's up, Borica?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? We're just going to kind of wait a little bit. It's Court.
Hi, Courtney.
Hopefully wait for a little bit, have some people get in here, start talking random stuff. Hey, what's up, Isaac? What's going on, dude? We got some people here on YouTube. We got a couple people here on Instagram joining. Thank you guys for joining. We appreciate it. And then we'll just talk random stuff, I guess. If you guys got some questions, send them in the chat. We'd love to answer some stuff. I don't know how many people we're going to get in here, but I guess we can start getting right into it. Let's see. We'll give it a little bit. We'll give it like 2 minutes, then we'll start getting to it.
I guess we can start off with them asking some stuff.
Hey, there's that boy Paco. What up, dude? Yeah, we can talk about a couple of things. We should probably talk about when we got our trucks.
Yeah.
How we basically had the same thing happen to both of us. What up, Lone Star? Later, Courtney. Appreciate it. Thank you. See ya. Hey, what up, Chris? That's Salison. That's Chris from our town.
Nice.
Appreciate it.
We got a couple people here.
Yeah. All right, guys. So just a little quick intro. I mean, I'm sure you guys know if you're tuning in, but, you know, I drive the 87. How you're like 6+ in your truck. Yeah. You know, it hasn't been an issue being 6 foot tall and driving those mini trucks. At least so far, it hasn't been an issue. So for those that might not know or whatever, obviously I drive the 87 Mazda and the 88 Mazda. Then Brian has.
I drive the 97 Nissan Hardbody, and then I'm not sure y'all seen the video of the Subaru, but it's running now.
Yeah, so we did a video way back on the Subaru. What up, Gabriel? And that car hasn't made it back over here basically since then. It is working now. We do have it. I just know when we posted that video, a lot of people didn't react too much to it. So maybe we'll do a little short update on it and just kind of go from there. But yeah, so we've been having the channel now for over a year, a little bit over a year. It's been great. We appreciate everyone that's been following us and subscribing to our channel. I got my truck at the beginning of 2019. No, I'm sorry, at the beginning of 2020. So basically right before the pandemic started, I got my Mazda. And then the pandemic started. I was already starting to do some fixes and stuff on it. And I figure if I'm going to do a YouTube channel, that's going to be the time, right? Because we're not going to be able to go out there. We're not going to be able to do anything anyways. All my plans got canceled from traveling and all that stuff I had. So I was like, you know what? Now's the time. Let's go do a YouTube channel. And let's just start showing what we have on the Mazda. And then right after that, so that started around March. Yeah, I think it was March. Right after that, we went into, the pandemic started hitting pretty hard, I guess. And so we weren't really going out. And then Brian was like, hey, dude, my Subaru is messed up.
Yeah, my Subaru broke down on me in March. I blew a bearing on it. And I didn't drive the car for an entire year. So I hit him up like, hey, you mind going with me to go look for a new car? Because I got the cash for, a used car. We want to go look at a 4Runner, which initially that's what I wanted to get.
Yeah.
And something just told me not to get it because I felt like in the long run, I felt like I was going to get screwed because the car had some minor issues that I'm pretty sure I didn't realize.
Yeah. So I remember with that one, it was like the ABS light was on and
check engine light was on.
Check engine light was on. We didn't have a scanner at the time with us. So we're like, you know what? If we're going to run a risk, if we buy this truck and it is something with the ABS module, that's going to be a kind of hard part to replace or might be expensive. And then not having a scanner to check it right there at the time also, it's kind of like, I don't know if we should do it.
So then the same day we want to go drive to like Pasadena area, close to Pasadena.
Yeah, no, we went. No, that was up north.
It was
We
on
went
my
up
bad.
north.
It
Yeah,
was
we
on the
went-
north side of Houston. We want to go look at my hard body before I initially bought it, and I kind of got suckered into buying it. But I have no regrets at all. Obviously, I had a couple issues here and there, like the first month and a half of ownership. It did break
Shit.
down on me when I made it back from the north side to Katy.
We had issues right after he bought it, and I remember we went with our buddy Paco. Then throw out bearing. There's Paco putting this as a we went with our buddy Paco to go pick this truck up or look at it. And I remember I told Brian, bro, I don't think you should get it. It was rough. It needed some work for sure. It wasn't like, you know, in the best shape. And then Pacos was like, bro, just get it, dude. It don't matter. We'll fix it. And then whenever he bought it, we get it home. And then Pacos like, man, I don't know if you should have bought it, bro.
Yeah, so you can say Paco pretty much peer pressured me into buying the truck.
And the main thing too is that we got it home and he pulled something in my driveway.
They didn't want to start no more.
And yeah, shuts it off. He wants to start it again. It just would not start. It just wouldn't start. We couldn't figure out what it was. So at first we were like, well, maybe the battery or something is messed up. Then we figured maybe the alternator is messed up. So we struggled with it for like a good couple hours, I think.
Yeah.
And he ended up buying. Well, one of the things that was wrong was the
Battery.
the battery, and then the
And the
connector
terminal.
for the battery.
The
The terminal was bad, so it wasn't like putting enough, I guess, power to it or something. And which is funny because when I bought my truck, I basically bought it sight unseen. I bought my truck in Dallas, and my dad went and got it for me. I told him to go look at it, and he just kind of did this whole thing where he just looked at it and was like, yeah, it looks like a truck. It looks good, but he didn't really look at it. But I was already kind of sold on the truck, so I was like, you know what, just get it for me. I'll go pick it up later. And then when I went to go pick it up, like a couple weeks after, whenever I was able to go up there, I drove it down, and it drove all the way down. Thankfully, I think at one point I was maybe a little bit low on oil, so I had to pull over, get some oil, throw it in there. But as soon as I got it home, the exact same thing happened. I got it home and parked it, and then the next day I go out and I'm like trying to turn it on, go mess with it, and it didn't want to start at all. Like I figured the battery was bad or something. Hey, Trapper, sorry bro, I don't know how to say your name, but thanks bro, I appreciate it. So as soon as I got it home, it just wouldn't start, and I don't think I started that truck probably till like a couple weeks later. I had to replace the battery, I had to replace the terminals as well. The grounding was really bad on it, so it was just not starting. And I also think, there was a bunch of vacuum leaks on it. There was a bunch of stuff that was just kind of messed up on it. So it took me a while. What's my favorite horror movie? Man, that's a good question, dude. I don't know. What's your favorite horror movie?
I don't know, dude. I want to say maybe the first Exorcist.
I think I really enjoyed the Paranormal Activities. I thought it was a cool concept, just like the whole homemade type thing and the way they went about it. I thought it was pretty cool. I think that's probably along my favorite ones right now. You like Get Out?
We did an SR20 swab on my mom's, and it has been reliable since.
Dude, the SR20 swab has definitely been something that we consider. I know for Brian's, we talked about the SR20 quite a bit, especially being a Nissan motor. I think that'll be a dope motor to have. I really want to do a case swap on mine, so that's kind of where I'm aiming right now, like looking at what my options are. I just think the case swap, the Honda motor, I don't know much about Honda motors, but they're just so reliable. I mean, so I feel like that'll be a good powertrain. I know Brian's been considering a couple other ones.
Yeah. So the old block that we took out of my Subaru, because I have a brand new block, I've been even thinking about it.
What up, Tom?
Maybe building the EJ motor and then putting it in my hard body. But at the same time, you know how EJ motors are. They're not as reliable as a Honda motor would be, or maybe even an LS motor. So it's just something I've been, thinking and questioning if I should even go through with that, just because I know firsthand how reliable Subaru motors can be. But for right now, I'm just considering what kind of motor I should just switch out to eventually. I'm just gonna go with what I have right now, the stock motor, until it gives out. So
Having a budget for RB25. Damn, the RB25, that would be a sick motor to drop in there. That's gonna be tough though. I feel like you're probably gonna have to mess with the firewall for sure.
thanks, Trapper.
You know, obviously you're gonna have to do custom motor mounts, no doubt. I just don't know how long that motor. It looks pretty long, so I feel like you might have some issues with clearance there. But if you can weld, that's gonna go a long way for this for sure. Favorite beer? Well, we're drinking some Modelo right now. I would say I'm a pretty big fan of Modelo.
Same.
All right, what else? What up, Motor Plant? Cora Carcass. Hey, man, thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining the live stream. For other plans, we consider also going like your typical LS swap. You know, we know some people that could potentially get us an LS motor that cheap, relatively cheap. But obviously, the expense is going to come whenever we actually try to fit it.
And rebuilding it too, if you need to.
Oh, no kidding. So this fits with an E-fan and no firewall mods.
The RB?
Yeah, the RB25.
Yeah.
Train to Busan. I did watch Train to Busan. And then has the second one come out yet? There's gonna be a second one.
Yeah, the second one came out. I haven't watched it yet.
I don't know. I think I watched the second one too. I just don't remember it right now, for sure. But to go back to Isaac, dude, the RB25 will be sick for sure. If you can get your hands on one and throw it in there, dude, that'll be a sick swap. The BQ,
I don't know much about BQ engines.
Smelly fair. Hey, what up, man? Shout out to you in the UK. So on the BQ, I know they're heavy. I don't know much about them, dude. I really don't know much about the BQ motor. They look like they fill the engine bay in the, what are they on? Are they on the 370C?
I believe so, if I'm correct.
Yeah. That one, that'll be on your own, man. I really don't know much about them. I know they could probably make some good power out of them. I think it's in the.
I know they can hold that thing on the stock block. I think they can hold up to 5 pounds of boost reasonably, because I know a buddy that ran boost on his VQ engine. And I think the max he was pushing was like 8 pounds. And that was like kind of sketchy on stock internals.
And just to go a little bit on that, so one of our guys over here on Instagram, he's saying that the BQ was another option for him, but it's a very difficult swap, and it all has to be custom fab.
Yeah.
So the 350C has the BQ, okay, the BQ35, yeah. Yeah, that one just looks tough, man. It just, from what I remember seeing it on the 350, it just looks so big and just fills the engine bay so much that I don't see it being any better on the D21, honestly. It's definitely probably way too heavy for my Mazda too, at least with how low I am. Favorite anime?
I got a lot of them.
Yeah, I got a lot of them, man. Right now,
you got to be more specific on what kind of anime.
I would say probably the longest anime I watched was Naruto, just because I started when I was 14, bro, and that thing didn't end till like I was 20 something, dude.
I'll probably have to say it.
Everyone knows an LS swap is only 1,200, bro. If you can do an LS swap for me for 1,200, I'll invite you to come over here and do it, bro. Because everyone says that, and no one actually puts the receipts down to prove that it's $1,200, dude. With the cover for the, it wouldn't fit on your D21, man. So the cover on my Mazda, so I think the Mazda is more narrow when it comes to the bed. So if you try to put it on yours, it's just not gonna fit.
I think we measured it before, right?
Yeah, we try to measure. Also, the bed is a little bit longer, I believe. So you would have to get another one. Tuxedo makes a great bed cover for the D21. Brian hasn't gotten one.
They're kind of pricey.
They are kind of pricey. You're gonna be looking at spending about $250, $300. But the tuxedo cover, I had that one on my hard body before, and dude, that is probably one of the best covers. I liked it so much that when I got my Tacoma, that's what I put on it. I put a tuxedo cover on it. They've been great.
You want to see more taco videos?
Oh, more taco bits, man! I'll try to make some more taco bits. I honestly haven't made too many mods to it. I want to keep it reliable. I want to keep it. I'm not planning on lifting it or anything like that. So, but just shout me out. Whatever you guys want to see, I'll see if I can make it happen. Maybe make some more. We definitely want to make a couple more videos. Just kind of driving around town. Maybe hit up a couple meets. Just because we've been doing a lot of tutorials and that's great, but we definitely want to do something a little more fun. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later.
Who's that? 55.
Mohammed, what's up, dude?
Hey, what up, dude? Deranged Mexican, what up, man? So we said someone got a 90 D21, we got a 94 hard body. Man, we really appreciate you guys watching us with the hard body. I know we haven't done a lot of stuff recently. He's just been busy.
I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, trying to get back to school, moving out of my house. So it's just everything's just been like, my schedule's been really tight with everything. So now we do have a video coming.
Chloe, what's up, Chloe?
Hey, Chloe. We do have a video coming this Friday.
Yeah, hopefully this Friday we'll have the LED cluster swap. So we're upgrading his lights, man. He needed them bad. He didn't realize.
They're actually a lot brighter nighttime because I actually took some pictures, and pictures don't do justice on how bright they are. I'm very happy with them. You can actually see them during the daytime while you have your daytime running lights on. So it's really great that I'm able to see my dashboard at nighttime.
It says, for what car can I swap a skirt flare for an extended cap? I believe. Chula, do you have the D21 or you have a Mazda? If you can let me know in the comments, we can try to help you out.
It says swap
5.7
or K20.
or K20. Dude, the funny thing is we can probably get some cheap 5.7s. The problem is just going to be all the fabricating for it. And then my other issue with the 5.7 swap probably would be figuring out which transmission we can put in there. And then we'll probably have to go with a custom drivetrain or drive shaft, I'm sorry. I don't know if there's any out there that we can just swap into it. That'll be the only issue. Yeah, I don't know. Chula, on your question for the extended cap for the skirt or flares, I mean, I'm not sure which truck you have right now. So unfortunately, you're not gonna find something that straight fits. You probably have better luck going with something like a universal kit. Our leaf springs. All right, so Miguel asked us, are leaf springs or metal blocks better on the D21 to lower it? So Brian right now has blocks on his, and I would say for a 3-inch block, you're probably pretty good, and it's fairly easy to do the block on it. Now the leaf spring, man, I don't know if there's really a benefit one over the other.
I don't think there is. Unless you just really want to go lower, then
I would say the leaf spring is probably a good idea if your leaves are already kind of worn out, or like, you want to refresh those. Also, I guess with the leaf spring, you might keep your angle a little bit better for the drive shaft, if you go anything higher than a 3-inch, you have to start getting angle blocks for your hard body.
It says Isaac's on. I am mono leaf D.
Okay. All right. So we have one of our other buddies, Isaac. He's saying that he's monolith, D arc, and 4-inch blocks, and he does not recommend. He does not recommend that. And I can see that. That's going to be a way bouncy ride, dude. That's going to be a rough ride for sure. I can tell you on mine, I have leaf spring and block, and I'm definitely rough, dude. So you can feel those bumps.
CZ's having a hard time. You trying to work the horn button on his steering wheel,
dude?
Yes, we have the same issue, and we're gonna be working on that this Saturday because I've been driving for almost an entire year since I replaced my steering wheel with no horn. So I have to be very patient when people cut me off, and it's just it gets on my nerves sometimes.
The plus side of that is that's what it's gonna teach you: patience, because you can't honk at them.
Yeah,
right. But no, actually, we had let me see. What was his name? Big shout out to Slam Hard, I believe. It's either him or Justin. We'll give him a shout out whenever we make that video. He figured out what the horn button cable was, and he let us know, which was really awesome of him. So we're gonna try to work on that. Hopefully this weekend, get that all wired up.
I don't know about all that.
We're gonna get that all wired up and show you guys how to wire your horn. For right now, if you're doing the swap already, just plug it in as is, and then we're gonna have that video coming soon, hopefully. So we're on that video. We're hopefully gonna have tell you how to wire up the horn, and then also how to wire up the blinking lights if you're doing the power lock swap on it. Yeah, bro. Hopefully here. Like I said, we'll hope to be working on it this week. So maybe next week, maybe a week after that, we'll hope to have it online. Sounds like a train horn install coming. Man, you know, we do got the space.
Yeah.
There's plenty of space on that engine bay to put a train horn and a compressor probably. I don't know if we'll be doing that though. I don't know. What do you want to do a train horn in yours?
My truck is tiny, dude. It won't look right, or it won't sound right.
That'd be like a cool, funny mod.
Yeah,
I
it would
think.
be.
Like maybe we'll do one later and just like do like a prank type thing.
Yeah.
Just go around honking at people.
Maybe drive around downtown Houston at nighttime. You know, you won't suspect a mini truck with a loud train horn.
Right. So, man, we appreciate the interaction, guys. If you got more questions, just keep them coming, dude. We're glad y'all are here, like joining us. It's pretty cool. I didn't see the chulas to see if what kind of truck she had. No, she's asking me stuff. Paco.
Oh.
Let's see. Is he gonna join?
Excuse me.
Okay. Yeah, dude. So, what else we got coming? I guess for
We got.
there's that boy Paco. So he is the man responsible for Brian getting the hard body because he peer pressured him into getting this truck.
We have tried for an entire year to get this man to get a mini truck, and he refuses to get one.
All right. CC, yeah, we have a whole chat, guys, called Mini Truck Gang. And this guy is in here being an imposter, not really having a mini truck. So, man, you driving, bro? You shouldn't be live chatting and driving, man. We're gonna kick you out of here.
Kick him out.
All right, get out of here, bro. Go back to driving. All right. I don't know how to kick him out, so that's gonna be interesting. Okay, let's just answer some of the questions here we had. 3-inch or 4-inch in the drop. Paco, can you do us a favor, bro? Just quit the chat. All right. Sorry, guys. This is our first live. We've never done this before, so 3-inch or 4-inch drop in the back. So
yours is a 5-inch, right?
I have a 5-inch drop on mine. He has a 3-inch drop. But you felt like you could go a little bit lower.
I feel like I could go a little bit lower, but I've driven around some parking lots, and it kind of makes me not want to go any lower just because it does scrape in some spots. So I'm most likely just going to keep it at 3-inch for right now until I can eventually get a daily driver.
So I think the big question here is going to be, are you dailying the truck? Because if you are, he is dailying the hard body. I'm not dailying mine. I think if I was dailying my truck with how low it is, I would absolutely hate it, guys. I mean, my truck is bouncy. I'm trying to work on some stuff right now to make it a little bit better and hopefully tell you guys how to switch it up to make it a little bit better. But my truck is bouncy and it's sometimes painful.
715, where's that from?
I'm not sure. So if you are dailying the truck and you want to keep it comfortable, I would say go with a 3-inch. If you don't mind a little bit of, being a little more cautious going in and out of driveways and stuff like that, then maybe go for the 4-inch. I mean, a 1 inch is not going to be like a terrible difference. But some of these bump stops that we come across, I mean, they just put some new speed bumps at our gym, and bro, my Tacoma has a hard time going over those damn things. Now imagine my truck. I usually just avoid them. So, and look, Isaac just put it in the comments too. He recommends a 3-inch in the back. He doesn't recommend the 4-inch. Again, I would say just from a drivability, from a daily standpoint, I would try to stick with the 3-inch. We got Lalo in the chat. Caroline, thank you guys. Michi, Ricardo says, do a 3-inch blocks. The 3-inch blocks look lower than stock height, for sure.
Yeah, it does.
For sure. Those 3-inch blocks are gonna make your ride look lower. Michi, drive safe. Hey, thank you, appreciate it. 3s will look lower. Beltec worth the money. Personally, I definitely think Beltec is worth the money for the kid on the D21. I don't know if the leaf spring on the Mazda is worth the money, honestly. I think if you're going for a 3-inch drop, I think you're better off with the blocks. That leaf spring on the Mazda, at least, it pushes your rear a little bit, and it doesn't bother me, but I know plenty of people on the Mazda forums they don't like that, and it bothers them. So something to keep in mind. What do you think that you've been driving now for a year well, not for a year, but 6 months at least on the Beltec?
So on the stock suspension when I had before on the truck when I first bought it, it did ride bumpy-ish. I guess because the truck is just old, period, and nothing was ever replaced from what I could tell when we were taking the suspension off. But right on the Beltec, it does feel a little bit better. I mean, you probably tell the difference, day and night, but it does feel a lot better than the stock OEM suspension.
The shocks, and Isaac's bringing that up too right now. Big shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you being so active out here. But shocks do make a big difference on this, guys. I definitely recommend, if you're gonna do the Beltec kit or if you're gonna do a lowering kit, try to switch to the Street Performance shocks from Beltec. So far, I haven't been disappointed with them. That's what Brian is riding on right now. He's riding on the Beltec ones, and
I can tell you this: the suspension on my truck rides a lot better than the coilovers on my Subaru. It's not as bouncy.
Hey, big shout out to you, Tenso. Thanks for tuning in. We got someone who has enough kids to start his own baseball team. Well, I don't think they should be putting them on a mini truck, bro. So, did you lower the torsion bars with the 2-inch spindles on the D21? No. We didn't mess with the torsion bars on Brian's hardbody. We left it. Hey, big shout out to you, Toy Celica. That's Pablo, I believe. Big shout out to you, bro. We left basically the whole suspension as it was. We did refresh the suspension, so brand new ball joints, brand new tie rod ends, everything like that. But he literally only has the 2-inch drop with the spindles. Once you start lowering that torsion bar, you will get lower, but you're also going to sacrifice the ride, basically. Hey, Tensu, thank you, bro. We appreciate it. Thank you so much, man.
Dude.
Thank you for tuning in. So let's do that. I keep looking for a band of 7 passengers, and every time I get to the lift, it's 6 passengers.
You might have to get one of those Mercedes Sprinter vans.
Yeah, hey, man, my buddy just picked up a Sprinter van, and that thing is pretty sick. You might need to do one of those. Hey, and if you lower it, that's going to be pretty bad. Sprinter van, dude, I'm telling you, Mercedes Sprinter van, that's what you need.
They're, I guess, reasonably priced. They're like in the low 30s.
I have no idea how much.
Yeah, new. They're like about 30 to 35,000. I've been looking at them myself. It's just not my thing.
You better not have another kid go yet, because man, that's it. You're gonna have to strap them in the roof, dude. Man, that's awesome, dude. Thank you so much, Stansu. We appreciate it, bro. But yeah, dude. You guys any other questions? I mean, let's hear it.
That's a long message.
So let's preview on this in my truck. How to set up for drifting, and I'm planning to daily it, so the suspension's not set up for my purposes at all. Yeah, a lot of people go with the drifting angle, and you definitely sacrifice quite a bit with that. You're gonna have some sick steering angle, hopefully, but the ride might be rough.
Is that hub spacers?
Do you use hub spacers to put on those oversized for that one video? Hub spacers for which video, John? Are you talking about the one with the Mazda or with the big tires? Let me know in the chat, man. We'll love to.
He's talking about the time we put your old wheels on the Mazda.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah.
I just want to confirm that that's the video. Turbo or not? Dude,
I've thought about it too. Back to what I was saying was maybe about eventually swapping out my motor or maybe keeping the stock. But I would like to maybe turbo it and see how long I can keep on driving on the OEM block that I have at the moment, and just do something reasonable, like some low PSI and enough to where I can daily it and not make it a little bit extra power.
Yeah, dude, turbo is something I would love to do, but I think if I went to go and did a turbo, I would love to do the K swap first and then turbo that. I'm definitely not going turbo on my red truck. Maybe, depending where we are in the white one later on, maybe I'll consider it. But Brian, I know, has looked at several parts and stuff, so it's still...
Yeah, I've gotten in contact with a couple people that I follow on Instagram. I asked some of them, for information to, kind of like help me out, because this is kind of something new, because I've never really done a turbo kit on a vehicle. I mean, my vehicle already had a turbo, the Subaru, and I really have to do anything other than change the FMIC. I mean, the top mount intercooler to a front mount. But that's as much knowledge as I have, But, a big shout out to the guys that have messaged me, giving me information on how to turbo my truck and what parts I need. Thank you for that.
Thanks, man. Okay, just to jump around a little bit. So, John, to answer your question, so on that one video, we didn't put any spacers on it. That's literally just how big those wheels were that I just slapped them on the truck. And the only reason why they fit like that was because the truck is lifted 3 inches with the body spacer. If you didn't have that lift, forget it. You'll be ripping that fender. I mean, even me, just I think it was turning right, it would hit the fender and everything. So I unfortunately got rid of those wheels. I ended up giving them to my dad because he picked up a 2001 Tacoma or 2000 Tacoma, something like that, and he wanted to get some wheels, and I figured those would look good on his car. So we don't have those wheels, but I do have the red ones from the tacos. So maybe we'll do a video to see how that Mazda looks with some 20s on it.
Isaac said welded differential as well. Lots of funny noises.
I know Paco wants to do bike stuff, but then he's never out here. What's up, Paco? Come on. We can do bike stuff. Yeah, welded diff, that is not fun, dude. That is not fun. I know once you're turning anywhere, you're probably spinning everywhere. Hey, what up, True Foodie? Intenso says hit that like button. So yeah, guys, if you like what we're doing, hit that like button. We appreciate it. Yeah, we haven't really talked about welded diff. I personally don't want to do a welded diff. That's just gonna make that truck even worse to ride on. That's definitely something you should do if you're going the drift route. Welded differential is the way to go, for sure. If you're not going the drift route, don't do it. You're gonna hate it afterwards. I've ridden on some cars with welded diffs, bro. They suck, dude. They just suck. So don't do it. If you're dailing it, don't do it unless you're about that life. Then power to you. What you said, y'all?
Y'all.
John, if you got any ideas, man, anything ridiculous, let's hear it. Stands drivable. Yeah, dude, for that, it'll be tough. I'm pretty sure if I put those 20s on there, they might fit, but that's it. Like, they're going to fit on the hub, maybe, and then that's it. Like, you're not going to be able to turn. You're not going to be able to, like, go forward or anything. There's just going to be, like, the truck's just going to sit there. And I don't feel like messing up the fenders on it, so I probably won't drive it.
That'd be pretty ridiculous, though.
Maybe in the parts truck. Maybe we can throw in the parts truck and, like, move it around the garage or something. First step is exhaust probably, or
Exhaust.
Exum on my bike.
Exhaust.
Exhaust. Well, you already know, Paco. We invite you here all the time, bro. So it's
But
up
you
to
never
you.
come through.
D21 Baja
Baja
style.
style. That'd
Dude.
be pretty dope.
I don't know if you guys seen the old Desert Runner from the D21. It had the old library style with the blue, red, and white. That's probably the sickest Baja style D21 you can get. At least that came factory at one point. Right now, to do a Baja style, you definitely have to do some modifications in there.
Isaac says he's considered also turboing as well, but ever since he thought about the RB swag,
I will run 1 PSI, but I'm not afraid of
11.
Oh,
He'd be scared to blow it up.
well, if you're gonna do the swap, I would say have fun, dude. Just fucking slap a turbo on it and send it.
He says, what made y'all guys want to start mini trucking?
He actually got me into it.
So yeah, I kind of peer pressure him a little bit into mini trucking. So I don't know if you've seen some of this video. I mentioned my whole hard body at some point before. So to go way back when I was in high school, back when I was like, actually way back before that. So when I was like 11, my dad bought a Ford Ranger, 94 Ford Ranger. And that's the first truck I learned to drive on. Like that, I learned how to drive stick on there. My dad would let me borrow it. We used to have this flat, like empty fields where they were gonna make some houses. So my dad would let me borrow it and just drive around there so I can learn, right? And then ever since then, I would just ask my dad, can I just pull it out of the garage and stuff when we were going out? So we had that truck for like forever, dude. We had this Ford Ranger for like probably a good 10 years. One of the best trucks we had, honestly. And on retrospect now, I feel like I wish we would have kept it, but we ended up selling it, and I got some other cars and stuff like that, and that was a whole other story. But I like the Ranger. It was great. So then fast forward later on. Excuse me, guys. Hold on. She knows I'm doing this too. Fast forward till like 5-6 years ago, I ended up picking up a hard body. I picked up a D21, and I did all kinds of stuff to it. And I hope it's not getting too dark for you guys. And I did all kinds of stuff to it. I lowered it. I did the Beltec kit. I did, some big 17-inch wheels. Put some flares on it, bed cover, all this stuff. Back then, I was like, oh, I'm going to make a YouTube. And then when I started making some videos and stuff, it was just taking me way too long, right? And I needed to drive this truck. So because it was taking me so long to do this stuff, I just ended up not doing it. And I kind of regret it because I wish I would have done it, because we would have had a lot more content on the D21 too from all the stuff I did back then. So I had that truck for like 2 years or so, 3 years. And then I sold it to one of my friends. And unfortunately, it got stolen from him. Someone stole the truck. It just disappeared. We couldn't find it again. We never saw that truck again. And it was a very nice looking truck, and it sucks. But ever since that point, I was like, when I got my Tacoma, I knew I didn't want to mess with the Tacoma too much. I knew I wanted to keep it reliable. So I was like, I need to find something else. I'm a car guy. I had all kinds of cars. The reason why I met Brian is I had a Subaru before. So through our Subaru local group, we met. And after that, I had a Focus ST. Then I had the hard body. Then I got rid of the hard body. I got rid of the Focus. And then I got the Tacoma. And I just got that itch. Like, I need a project, right? And like I said, I browsed some mini trucks. I really wanted to get back into a mini truck. I just liked the hard body. I feel like out of all the cars I had, and you can maybe back me up on this, out of all the cars I had, the mini truck, even when it was shitty, even when it was just like a stock mini truck, I got the most compliments on it than I did with my bag Focus, than I did with my bag Subaru WRX, than I do with my Tacoma. I mean, I get one here and there, but not enough. And then every time I just drove this little old 90s pickup, people were like, hey, bro, I like your truck. Yeah. Or they'll stop me, especially if anyone's watching that's a little older, they know. They'll be like, man, I used to have one of those trucks way back in the day.
Yeah.
And then they'll tell me their story. And I just thought that was cool. I thought that's just neat. Just to hear those stories from people that, they don't know you, they don't know me or whatever, but they like the truck, or they reminded them of their childhood or something. And they were like, bro, I like the truck. We definitely get people being asking, would you sell the truck? I mean, there's someone in the chat right now if they're asking me if I will sell my truck. And, no, I'm not selling my Mazda, not right now at least. I don't know. What'd you experience, man, with the hard body?
I've gotten a lot more compliments on it, honestly. Coming from like different cars. I used to actually have a '98 Mustang GT supercharged, and I did that with my stepdad. And I eventually sold it, and I got myself the Subaru, and I built the Subaru up to where I wanted it to be. And even then, like the only time I would get compliments were like from my Subaru people, or like a random person be like, "Oh, nice car, that's it." And then he met me also when I had a lowered BMW 323 Ci. It was nothing crazy. It was just like normal daily driven car. And even then, I never got any compliments on it until I got the truck, my '97 hard body. It was just like at least 2 to 3 times every 2 weeks, or a week, you get somebody saying, "Oh, I like your truck," or they come up and tell you, "I used to have one back in the day," or you get the random person at the gas station asking you how much you want for the truck.
Yeah, and especially right now, I mean, they're getting harder to come by. The D21, you see them a lot. They sold a lot more of those trucks, but my Mazda, for example, I think I've seen maybe 2 or 3 riding around town, and that's it. I haven't seen any more, which is why I like the Mazda, because it's a little more rare. But the following on the D21. Hey, what up, Dina? What's up?
What's up?
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it, but the truck is not for sale. See, that's what I mean. We got people offering us money in the chat right now. Truck is not for sale right now. I really enjoyed it, and I'm planning to keep it more, doing more videos with it. But yeah, it's just one of those things where like it's been a good experience having the truck. It's been a good. I feel like we had a good community right now. You know, I talked to plenty of you guys through Instagram. I talked to some of y'all in the comments over here, and it's cool. I like seeing these old cars kind of staying alive. Obviously,
Nice.
Our cars are not as old as some of them. I was never a big fan of muscle cars myself. I always been more of an import guy. So this fit the itch between old and import at the same time, I guess. So I don't know. It's been good. I think it's been good. We had pretty good experience for the most part with them. So that's kind of what we're trying to keep this mini trucking alive.
Yeah, and the community is very helpful.
I'll try again in a few months. Well, hey, you're welcome to try again in a few months, bro. Worst case scenario, I'd just say no, but appreciate it.
Yeah, the D21 community is pretty helpful. Like you don't have a lot of toxic people as you do, like let's say HSE.
Yeah, well, they probably don't know a lot of those, but some of our local groups, especially on newer imports,
they can be kind of toxic.
Right. I mean, and you'll get that everywhere. I don't think there's a group that's out there without some toxic people. But for the most part, from what we've seen, thankfully, our small little mini truck community has been very helpful for the most part, and that's what we try to do back. We're trying to be helpful to you guys too. I suspect there's not too many D21s in my area. Love to see one. Yep. And it's cool. Like I said, especially when you see a clean one, you see one that looks nice, that's not beat up, because you know, they love using them for gardening, like, landscaping and all that shit. They're all beat up, or for pools, and they're like all rotted out. So I like it. Whenever I see a clean one, I'll give them a little thumbs up and something like that. To K Power, he had said RB swap. Yeah, K Power, if you're still watching, bro, we had one of our guys is saying he might do an RB swap on his D21. So that's pretty cool. We definitely want to see some more of that if he does.
Any forum suggestions for the D21 forums?
It's been tough. I want to say forums have kind of been going out, honestly. What I notice is that Facebook groups seems to be where most of the people are right now. Facebook groups, marketplace groups type of thing. That's kind of where we've seen most of the people coming from. I know we have 2 or 3 groups here just in Texas where it's just D21 group for Texas. There's a couple of big Mazda groups. I know there's like 86 to 93 Mazda projects. There's also the group from Mazda Mitch, another good YouTuber here on that does Mazda content. He has also a pretty nice group on Facebook. So if you guys are thinking about joining or wanting to join something, definitely check out Facebook groups. It seems where most people are being at least more active on. Infamous Nissan, that's a good one too. And Nico clubs are good for the D21. That's right. I just feel like as far as updating, the forums are not being as updated as the Facebook groups are.
Yeah,
That'll be the only thing. But definitely, there's some good info on those forums. Check out Famous Nissan and Nico Club. Thank you, Isaac.
Thanks, Julian. You just picked up a 97.
Julian, beat up 97. Hey, bro, we appreciate you. Thank you for watching our videos. Hopefully, they help you out, man. Get that 97 back and looking nice.
Big plans for the hard body. Well, right now we got a couple videos that we're going to be doing for the hard body, just some small stuff. Just because as well, I am back to school, so my time schedule is kind of tight at the moment. But my big plans are I've been considering either whether to paint the entire truck or wrap the truck myself.
Mm-hmm.
In the long run, in 2-3 years, it'll save me some money instead of just dumping maybe 15 to $3,000 for paint on my truck. So I'm either thinking about wrapping it, like I said, or painting the truck maybe towards the end of the year or at the beginning of the year. I do have some items that I have at the house just waiting for me. I'm not sure y'all seen my Instagram. I had a huge box that's a roll pan for my truck.
Yeah, we got the roll pan coming up too.
I just haven't found a painter to just at least put some basic paint on it so it doesn't rust up. It does actually fit. I don't have any issues with it. So like I said, I'm just waiting for that to get painted, and then I can wrap the truck at the end of the year. And hopefully y'all like the color. I'm not going to mention the color, but it's something different.
On that one, I don't think we'll be doing a how-to just because it's going to be so time-consuming, and it's probably going to be done over a couple of weeks that we're probably just going to film through it, film what we can, and just kind of put a little, whether a time lapse or just like a little bit of showing it, hopefully for you guys.
I really hope y'all like the color.
we got a couple people commenting, so let me try to get through all of y'all before they disappear. 90s Street Culture, I just followed you guys back. Badass thing you guys have on Instagram. Definitely appreciate that 90s culture. He said he has a hard body. Love the videos.
Thank you, dude.
Might do a BK 56 swap. Dude, that'll be sick to see. Definitely send us some photos if you start doing some of that. All right, we got, sorry, guys, new to the mini truck, mainly on Civics. No problem, dude. Just welcome to the community. Like I said, we appreciate it. If anything, I would say, because I know the Civic and Honda Civic community is pretty helpful, but there's also a lot of toxic people in there. Don't bring the toxicity, man. That's the only thing we ask for. Okay, let me see. Dina had sent, let me see, no mini truckers near me, definitely not hard bodies. I've been into mini trucking since early 90s. Then because of marriage and kids, I had to get a car, so I was into imports. You know, and that happens, man. Life happens sometimes. Like Brian was saying, a lot of the stuff that we haven't been able to do is just because life, right? We obviously got a lot of stuff going on outside of YouTube. We try to be as consistent as we can, but sometimes just stuff gets in the way. So best we can do right now is just try to do what we can. I know, big shout out to Dina too. He bought one of our LED third brake lights for the hard body. So we appreciate it, bro. Thank you so much. Any soon meet and greet? Not anytime soon. I think we have kind of talked about potentially doing like a meet, trying to do a meet somewhere out here in Texas, but nothing concrete yet. So we'll let you guys know. We start thinking about doing that too.
It's like finding the right location,
right?
You know, with COVID, everything going on. Some people are just, you know.
yeah.
I don't want to get into it, but you know,
like I said, we definitely would like to do something that's mature, no burnout, some of that stuff. You know, we're too old, and someone asked how old we are, so we're too old for that stuff right now. So we'll get to that question here in a second. Says local import groups has another D21 that's in the same place as mine. It's ready for paint and interior. Should be ready to start taking places. Nice, dude. Definitely tell him to check us out. If he's not checking us out on Instagram or YouTube, definitely send them our way. We can maybe it'll be helpful to them. Let's see.
We'll get back to you in a bit, CZ.
Yeah. We're trying to get both of them so we can answer you guys. Wish I was there to help you guys with body and paint. Man, that would be sick. Yeah. We definitely could use some people that know how to do body and paint. I know Brian's is a little bit beat up on the bed area.
Yeah.
Mine also has a couple dents. So that'll be awesome. But
You're welcome, Poppy. Poppy.
hey, yeah, sure. How old are you guys? So I am 31.
I am 28.
Yeah, so we're not spring chickens anymore. We're getting a little older, and with that, we really don't enjoy the meats and stuff like that. Just because, like we said, a lot of the younger generation right now, and I don't want to say we didn't do stupid stuff like that because we obviously did, but at least the scene right now for me is not appealing. So I try not to go out there too much.
I can tell you the last time I went to a car meet, it was 2016, and I did some stupid shit. I didn't do any burnouts or anything. We met up somewhere in Houston, and we went racing in Mexico. But right before that, we got kicked out by the police because it was actually a meet, and you had these younger kids that were just, doing burnouts, revving their car when they specifically set out to do any of that. So for me, now that as I've gotten older from back then, I don't do any of those stuff because it actually is dangerous. And in the long run, I've thought about it. Man, I put myself in danger, my passenger, so on and so forth. So I just lost interest in going to car meets.
We try not to do it. I remember we tried to go to one here in town, and literally by the time we got there, it was so packed. It was like super packed and everything. And we're like, you know what? It's not worth it. We can't get in there. Let's just go grab something to eat.
They might have heard about this one.
Yeah, you guys might have heard of it, especially if you're in the car community. You might have heard about this. But we left. We went to go grab something to eat. And literally, we're sitting out eating, and there's news start popping out of this one meet, right? That someone got killed. And we're like, holy crap, like, what's going on? So we started looking, and I knew the guy that put the meet together. So I was trying to see what he was posting and stuff. And again, just people being dumb, people being stupid. Someone was trying to go like over 100 miles per hour on the feeder road. They ended up rear-ending a car, which the car then launched into the crowd and ended up killing one guy. And then from the car, like 2 or 3 kids died.
No, they actually got injured.
No, they died.
Yeah. Well, 2 of them died. One of them got injured.
So two teenagers, I believe, died from that. And we're like, you know what? That's just not worth it, dude. That's acting a little stupid and killing someone accidentally like that. It's not our scene. It's not for us. We don't want to be any part of that. So that's what we like, keeping our mini truck community as nice as we can. But hey, John, no, you're welcome, man. Hopefully keep on mini trucking, dude. We got Dina here. Yeah, man, got divorced and remarried. My wife loves mini trucks and pretty much anything I do. That's the way to go. I can tell you for sure I had some relationships before, even back when I was still I always been into cars, but some of my previous relationships, my girl definitely did not like me spending money on cars. So that was rough. And luckily now my wife, she's fine with me doing all of this. She supports me doing all the mini truck, doing all the YouTube stuff. She does get annoyed sometimes because obviously I'll be spending too much time doing this, but she's definitely better. So find someone that supports your hobby, whatever that is. Definitely find someone that supports your hobby. All right, Cece, let's go back to you, man. Lots of RB talk. Any thoughts on building the K24?
Man, like I said earlier, dude, when I thought about going turbo, I asked a couple people, for help, some guidance on what exactly I need to do to beef up the the KA24. There's a couple minor stuff that you can do, rebuilding the block, changing out the camshafts, so on and so forth. You're changing out the internals. But for me, that's kind of a lot of work, especially you're not going to get much power from a lot of the guys that I've talked to. Most of them just tend to say, change out your internals, go turbo, and you get some extra power out of that. Or a majority will say just, swap the engine. I'm still learning about the KA24 because I still don't know much about them.
Chance and I are in there. What's up?
Hey, Chance. I still don't know much about the KA24. I'm still doing my constant research on what exactly I need to do, how to change stuff, what I can do to actually make some little extra power, more juice.
Yeah.
But there's some forums like, that the latest one you find is from like 2013, and some of them are not very helpful because most of them will say, "Why don't you just swap the motor out?"
Yeah. So I think the main thing for the K24 would be to turbo it if you really wanted to go for power. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff kind of out there, but then there's not a lot of stuff showing you exactly how to do it. So it's having to find that research from several people.
But there are a lot of people that turbo their Ks.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, those people I've talked to, and they're the ones that will answer my questions. Even some of them have even offered me their old kit on their truck, just because they're going a different route, and they'll tell me if I want to buy them. At the time, I'm just like, I'm kind of iffy about it.
Hey, CC is from Dallas. Hey, shout out to you, CC. Hopefully we'll get it to a point where we can do a meet, and hopefully everyone from around town. I know we got several followers from Austin. There was a couple other guys in San Antonio and Dallas, and hopefully we can get to a point where we can do a meet and people from out of town can come out and join us. Big shout out to Big Tone. Hey, what's up, man? Jay Sanchez, Padilla. Have you ever considered getting a Chevrolet?
Chevrolet motor,
a 5.7,
right?
Or an LS, yeah, for sure. Personally, I don't. I'm a big JDM guy, and I kind of broke that when I went to a Focus ST. And don't get me wrong, the car was good, but it just wasn't for me. It didn't ride the way I wanted to. When I switched to suspension, it I don't know. It was a good car while I had it. It just kind of reinforced my liking for JDM cars. Everything seems much more difficult to do on that car than it did on any of the other Japanese cars I had. So I know for me and my family, probably we're sticking with JDM.
I didn't have a Chevrolet, but I did have a Ford Mustang, as I mentioned before. It was a 98. No, my bad. 97 SN95 model. I kid you not, that car never broke down on me. The one time it did, I blew up the upper radiator hose on my Mustang, and luckily, by some miracle, there's an AutoZone right across the street from me. So I just drove up there. I changed the hose within 30 minutes, and I've never had issues with it. And I swore to God that I was never going to drive a 4-cylinder vehicle. And eventually, a couple years down the road, I ended up selling my Mustang, and that's when I got into the Subaru. And, at the time I didn't know anything about it. And then I just started falling in love with the whole import cars, and moved over to the BMW and then my hard body. And honestly, I think the hard body and the Subaru are one of my most favorite cars. And the most reliable, I got to say, will probably be my hard body for right now. It's very reliable. We've done a lot of work to it. Like we mentioned earlier, when I first got the truck, it was just a mess. We've changed a lot of things in the engine bay.
Hey, his truck might have some trouble sometimes, but that AC blows cold. It is cold on that truck.
I drive with a hoodie on. It could be 100 degrees outside in Houston, but inside my truck, it's cold.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's something I'm gonna be doing to my Mazda, because my red one does not have one. And if you're from the South, you know how hot it gets here, and if you're from Houston, you know that humidity be killing you. 90 Street Culture, Nissan D21 in Texas sometimes have meets. We're actually part of that group. We are in that group, so we have seen some of those. Unfortunately, the ones that they have so far, they haven't lined up with our schedule, so we haven't been able to make it out there. But yeah, we do follow several of those guys on the D21 of Texas. So hopefully we'll do at least a D21, and I'll be the only Mazda out there, but maybe we'll make it out there. It says another block in the crank can be up to 350. I know people seem disappointed with Turbo KA and end up swapping later for SR20. Yeah, that's what we've seen. There's not a lot of power on turboing your K24. That I think that's why most people just end up swapping it, honestly. And if you're gonna spend the money for that, it does make sense to you end up swapping it. I mean, if you're gonna spend what, I don't know, $1,000 on getting a turbo, or
maybe even more. I mean, because a couple of people told me just get an eBay intercooler and get a legit brand turbo, so you don't mess up your motor. But again, it all adds up eventually, and you're not going to be happy with whatever you're making compared to you were to swap it to something else and you make more power. For example, an LS motor. You might spend a little bit more, but you'll be getting your, more bang for your buck.
Yep. Yeah. What up, Handsome Henry? I think
Handsome
Henry. Yeah, man, I'm telling you. Let's get through some of these ones. Look forward to future videos. Hey, thank you, CC. Appreciate it,
Thank
bro.
you.
Have you ever considered racing the 2 mini trucks? You know, we haven't. And I want to say it's mainly because my truck has been so finicky. Like, it's almost like a child. Like, I literally know when the truck is not going to run right the first time I turn it on, because he'll be doing these things and I have to like baby it and change his stuff. So I don't know, we haven't done it. I guess we could try, see if maybe it doesn't blow up. Worst case scenario, I end up blowing my engine. So I don't know. We'll keep that in mind. We'll add that to our notes of future videos.
Maybe in the future we can go to Baytown and see what a quarter mile is.
I know mine's gonna be like a half a minute quarter mile out there. And then I'm just gonna be bouncing like this the whole time on that strip. Had my wife Datsun 620 project, dude. The Datsuns, they're sick, man. If you can get that Datsun, that'll be dope. Definitely put some photos up.
Oh, he's thinking about doing a K24 swap in the hard body.
Yeah, I was telling him that'll be sick. That K24. What's your favorite and least favorite thing about the hard body?
Ah, man. My least favorite thing is no power, dude. No power. If I try to step on it going up on the freeway from the feeder to the freeway, no power at all. It's just going to gradually go up in speed. My favorite thing is I get a lot of attention on it. You know, people always give me thumbs up, whether it's old people or young people and everywhere else in between. I always get a thumbs up. They're always looking at the truck. I mean, for me, the truck is still a little bit beat up, you know, but it's nice to know that someone else appreciates the work that's been put into the truck itself. Yeah. So that's probably my favorite thing about the truck and the AC.
Isaac says running under 7 psi, you can run no intercooler, but you always need to do ECU because of the MAF. Yeah, that's the thing that sucks sometimes. That's the one thing that I do like about my Mazda versus. All right, later, Dina, man. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Hope to see you later. We'll be in touch. So that's one of the things I like about my Mazda is that I don't have any electronics. So anything that gets added onto it, like, you don't have to do any tuning. Versus the hard body, like if you want to do a turbo, you have to tune the ECU for sure. Otherwise, you're gonna basically be something like that. So it's one thing that sucks about it, because I'm sure there's probably not a lot of tuning out there for the D21, at least. You can always go with a standalone. Then you're gonna have all kinds of tuning abilities on it. We just don't know enough about that. I can tell you that right now. Nice thing about no power is slow car, testing it. You can be having a blast at full throttle and be a little under the speed limit. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but my Tacoma, for being such a new car, it has no power at all either. My thing barely gets out of its own way. And I honestly feel like my Mazda accelerates way quicker than my Tacoma does. And even then, I'm still barely about to go like 40 miles per hour. So it's all right. I know Brian has probably more power in the Subaru.
Yeah,
for sure. So he can get some fun on the Subaru versus the hard.
It's just it's a lot of attention from the cops just because of how loud it is. But yeah, the truck being slow, sometimes when I am going at, slight above the speed limit, and it's happened to me before. I passed by a cop thinking I was gonna get pulled over. Nothing. I guess he just sees me real slow. But I mean, the truck is fun. It ain't fast, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's just fun in a different way for sure. So that's kind of what we liked about them. I know we had some people ask us to do a little like what we like about the trucks or what we don't like about the trucks. That's definitely in our list. Like I said, I personally haven't sat down to start thinking about what I don't like and like about the truck. I can tell you for sure on mine, at least I don't like the bounciness, and that's on me because of how low it is. It's not really a truck problem. 3 high. Okay, my speedo reads 3 high, so that's an anti-ticket mechanism for sure. We definitely have speedo. What would you call that? I guess my speedometer does not read what I'm going, and I know with Brian, I think it's the same.
Yeah, mine it stops reading accurately after like 40. So if I'm going like 75, I'm really going like 66,
Mhm.
67. It's off by like anywhere between 5 to maybe 8 miles per hour.
Yeah, and that's mainly because of the tire size we're running too. I mean, those trucks are so old; they don't. I mean, they're not gonna automatically adjust, and we're running such a small tire that I know on mine too. Whenever I'm going, or whenever it says I'm going 70, I'm really going like 60. So that helps also not get tickets. Well, guys, it's been about an hour. We are pretty much kind of the end of our stream. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. We had some great interactions with you guys. Thank you so much, Isaac. Big shout out to you, man. Thank you for
Thanks, man.
staying out and sending some questions, sending some thoughts. Everyone that's been watching on YouTube, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope to do maybe another live a little bit down the road too. Have some more questions. We'll probably towards the end of the year, we'll probably do a little review video of what's changed on the trucks all this year, basically. Yeah, if you guys have more stuff, questions or something, just hit us up, send us a message, or put some thoughts on what you guys would like to see, and hopefully we'll be able to do some of that. But yeah, we've reached kind of the end of our time. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next video, hopefully.
Shout out to
Bye.
Poppy.
Hey, shout out to you, Poppy, too.
Later.
See you guys.